Hey, I'm with Bonnie Clouse, and we're talking about 1973 and the founding of our church, the Shoals Church of Christ. We're getting ready to move to a new building, but we're talking about 1973. Is there anything you remember about 1973 and the opening of our church?
Well, it was just a great Sunday morning, I thought. With 33 people there, I thought that was great because we've been involved in other work, starting churches.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have that attendance, and we didn't have G.K. Wallace. So we had a step up, I guess you could say, from the start.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember Brother Wallace as being, he was almost an idol. I looked up to him so much.
Yeah.
Of course, but anyway, he was can I talk about him?
Anything. Well, I was going to ask a little follow-up question. Can you talk about his preaching? I've heard it was amazing.
It was. He didn't leave anything to the imagination. You knew the gospel when he got through preaching. He was a little short guy, but his preaching was so plain that. And I remember when my son, who was in the 7th or 8th grade, this is Robert.
Yeah.
He and Tracy Key sat together on the back row a lot, and they got to whispering one Sunday night, I think it was. And G.K. stopped his sermon, looked back there a little bit, and said, "When you all get through, I'll start my sermon again."
And I've heard he's very humorous.
Oh, he is. Yeah, he was.
He was.
Now, after we got in this building, he couldn't see over the pulpit stand, so he had a little step.
Yeah, I've heard
get
that
up
too.
on
Yeah.
that, and then you see this grin. It was just priceless. I just remember him being, and he made everybody feel like you were somebody when he talked to you.
Like he was talking directly to you,
Right.
No matter what his topic was.
Right.
That's what I feel a lot when Rex speaks.
Right.
And Dwight Epler today.
Right.
He was talking about business, and it really felt like he was speaking directly to me. It was amazing.
That's true.
Yeah. Any stories about your husband you want to talk about?
Well, he couldn't believe it. Now, CGK is the one that told us who should be elders. I
Yeah.
don't know if that's scriptural or not. But
Yeah.
we thought it was. And my husband hadn't been a Christian all that many years, and he was 40-ish, and he really didn't think he was qualified. But we talked it over and talked to GK some more and the other man, and he agreed to serve as an elder. But he took that so seriously.
Just a great example, though.
Right.
And it's a great example of G.K. Wallace having faith that he's picking the right people.
That's true.
And he picked the right person,
Well,
let me tell you.
evidently he did, yeah. And we've never had a split.
That
no
is
big disagreements, and I think that, some minor things, I'm sure, but
Yeah. So I want to make sure I'm right on this. The first church in this area of Brandon, correct? Because Clinton and Carolyn were telling me about this. Was it the first church?
there were some, so-called anti-congregations out here, and then there was a church in Mango, which is still there.
Yeah.
But this was the first.
The north side.
Yeah.
South
I guess
side.
you could say it was.
Yeah.
And it was further south in Brandon than
Yeah.
we had ever.
And when I talked to Clinton and Carolyn, they said the same thing. They made sure I knew this. We've never had a split.
Oh, okay.
Because you're going to have disagreements in churches.
sure you
and
are.
But this, and we have disagreements at this church as well.
Oh,
But
sure.
nothing is bigger than
Split the church.
to split the church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no one personality can stand out more than others. You can't have your way all the time.
Exactly.
Put it that way.
Exactly. Any stories about the beginning with the youth?
Well, we were a little bit handicapped when we started because, like Sally said, we had classes on the stage.
Yeah.
And of course, you could hear all the
Yeah.
other people talking around. But they really, I would say they really got along well. That age group did. There weren't that many, I don't think. The Coas had a daughter. They had a son, but he didn't live here by that time. And then the Keys, and the Thomases had 2 children.
Yeah.
But they all really got along well together.
That is
Seemed to
great.
love each
That
other.
is great.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking time today.
Oh, you're very welcome.
That was a great interview. Thank you.
You did good.